Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to cut and sew your vintage shirt. I mean this one, I'm going to show you guys how to cut this vintage shirt and also how to sew it. So if you have any question, you are free to ask on the comment section, and I promise you guys that I will get back to you. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you will be notified when I upload a new video. Okay guys, now I'm going to show you guys how to cut and sew this vintage shirt. So please stay with me to the end of this video so that you understand what I'm going to show you guys, because this method is one of the simplest methods you can ever find on YouTube. So stay with me. Don't forget to like this video and share it to your friends. So without wasting much of your time, let's start this video. Here is the fabric we're going to use, and this is the measurement. Here's the fabric. I can see how I fold it into two. This is my vintage fabric. You can see how I fold it. Make sure you fold it into two. And this is the measurement we're going to use. Here's the length 31. And here's the chest 44. The shoulder, 19. The sleeve length is 10. While the arms is 15. So this is the measurement we're going to use now to cut the vintage shirt. So stay with me, don't go anywhere so you understand what I'm going to do, because I'm going to use the simplest method. Okay, now with my scissors, I'm going to cut this the mouth of this vintage shirt, because this one is not needed. Here is the back. You can see inside this is the front. So I'm going to cut this the mouth of the vintage shirt like this with my scissors, because this one is not needed. So after this video, if you have any questions, you're free to ask in the comment section. So I can see how the mouth have cut the mouth off. Then now I'm going to fold 3" like this. After cutting the mouth off, I'm going to fold 3". Remember, I'm folding the two, so I'm going to cut the two patterns at once. So that's why I fold the two of them together, which is 3" that I fold. My tail, this is 3". I think you should not fold more than 3", because this one is going to have a camp collar. Now from here, I'm going to measure like 2". It's okay. This is the shoulder line. Yeah, with my ruler, I'm going to slant it horizontal. Here's my shoulder. This is my shoulder line. You can see how I slant it. Remember, this one is not going to have a shirt collar. This one is going to have a suit collar, which is the camp collar. Then from that shoulder, I'm going to take my length measurement, 31. Then I'm going to add 1" allowance for the folding at the down part of it. Then with my ruler, I'm going to draw a line so you guys can see it very well. Okay, now the next thing now is my chest. The formula is the chest by 4. My chest is 44, by 4 is 11. I divide my chest by 4, which is 11. 44 by 2 by 4 is 11. Then I'm going to add 2" allowance. I can see how I marked it. Then I'm adding 2" allowance. Then from that plate, I'm going to draw a line from that marking from the shoulder here to the down part of my pattern. And here's my front pattern. First of all, next thing, I'm going to cut it with my scissors first, and I hope you guys are seeing it. I'm going to cut it with my scissors first. This is my first part, my front pattern. But if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you'll be notified when I upload a new video. Because I'm going to show you guys how to sew this vintage shirt also. Okay, now after, the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut my neck. You can see the two of them. Okay, now the next is my neck. I'm going to show you guys how to cut your accurate neck, but now I'm going to just measure like 2.5 here and 2.5 here, just to get the shape of the neck. Before the end of this video, I'm going to show you guys how to cut your accurate neck. My neck is 18. I'm going to show you guys how to cut it. Okay, now with my scissors, I'm going to curve it. Remember, I'm going to show you guys how to cut your accurate neck. Let me just get the pattern of the neck first. Okay, now this is the shape of the neck. I'm going to show you guys how to cut it when I place the back pattern. I'll take a mark here so that I know where I fold it, and also here at the back part of it. And here's my front pattern. Just follow this method. I promise you that you're going to like the outcome of your result, because this is the most simplest method you can find on YouTube. Okay, now with this fabric, the other fabric, I'm going to cut the back pattern like this. I'm going to turn it like this. Now because I've seen what I'm doing, how I turn it. The back pattern will be joined. Then I'm going to place the front pattern on top. I'm going to shoot like 1 inch for the buttonhole. I'm going to shift the 1 inch front. Remember, I added 2 inch at the front pattern allowance. Then I'm going to shift 1 inch front. You can see how I place it. Here is 1 inch. Okay, now the back pattern will be 3 inch longer than the front pattern. 3 inch long. From the shoulder here, I'm going to measure like 3 inch. And also, the line is going to be horizontal like the front pattern. You can see how I draw the line. The line is not straight. It's just like the front pattern. Just 3 inch is okay. Now also, I'm going to cut it with my scissors. Remember, his space is equal. Okay, now I've gotten my back pattern. This is very simple. You can see. If you have any question, you have to ask on the comment section. You can see the back side of it. Side of it. They are equal. The back and the front are equal. Here is the back, and the other one is the front. See, I can see how I fold this place. If you have any question, you have to ask in the comment section. Now I'm going to fold like ½ inch on top of the front pattern. I'm going to fold that 3 inch. I'm going to place like half inch or ¼ inch. ½ inch is okay. I'm going to fold ½ inch on top of the front pattern. I'm folding the back pattern now, like ½ inch like this. All because I see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to take a mark here to know where I fold it. The next thing I'm going to measure now is my shoulder. My shoulder is 19 by 2 is 9.5. If you divide your shoulder by 2, the shoulder should be divided by 2, which is 9.5. 19 by 2 is 9.5. Then from that place, I'm going to mark, add 1 allowance. Extra 1 allowance here. Now from that place, I'm going to take my armpit. I'm going to draw my armpit line from that allowance, like this. You can see how I draw the line. It's not that straight. It's a little bit horizontal. Then my armpit is 24 by 2 is 12. Here I'm going to measure like 10 here. 12 minus 2. Then that 2 should be here, which is 12. You see? Your armpit by 2. Then minus 2. 24 by 2 is 12. Then I marked 10 the length. Then the other side should be 2. Then I curve it like this. And here's my armpit. Let me check if I got it correctly. 12. That is 10 plus 2. You see, here's my 24. 24 by 2 is 12. Now the next is my neck. You can see I cut it here. Then from here, I'm going to come it this way. Now I've gotten the shape now. Now I'm going to show you guys how to get the accurate neck. First of all, get the shape of your neck first. My neck is 18. 18 by 4 is 4.5. I'm going to measure 4.5 here, the length. Then the width side, the 4.5 by 2 is how you're going to get the width side, which is 2.25. Then but the length is 4.5. Then the width side is by 8, which is 2.25. Now I'm going to cut it like this. Don't cut the back pattern here. Cut already the front pattern like this. Then cover it to the back pattern. And here is my neck. This is my accurate neck, 18. I can see. Now let's check if it's correct. Like this. And here I have 9 here. You can see here is 9, which is 18. Okay, now I have gotten the front and back pattern. This is the front and back pattern. If you have any question, you can ask in the comment section, and I promise I will get back to you. Okay, next thing I'm going to cut now is my sleeve. You can see the back pattern. I'm going to use the same fabric to cut the sleeve. Okay, now I'm going to fold the fabric into 4 places. Like here is 1. I'm going to put the fabric into 4 places because I'm going to cut the 2 sleeves at once. So the fabric I'm going to fold it into 4. I fold it into 2 first. Now I'm going to fold it another one. Then after folding it, the width is supposed to be 10 because my armpit is 24. Also here I'm going to do the same thing like I did on the front pattern. I'm going to measure 10 here, then curve it to 12, which is 24. Here is 10 like I did on the front and back pattern time I was cutting the armpit. Here is 10 because what I'm cutting now is the armpit first. So the same thing I measured on the front and back pattern, I'm going to do the same thing here. Then I'm going to curve it like this. Remember my armpit is 24. Okay, now let's check if I have 12 here, which is 24. Remember it is folded into 4. Here's my 24, which is the same thing with the armpits of my front and back pattern. So if the armpit of the sleeve and the front and back pattern are not the same, you're not going to get it correctly. Okay, now I see how I curve it with the shape of my marking. Then for the length, I'm going to add 1 inch allowance. Make sure your armpit is the same thing with the front and back pattern, which is 24. The armpit of the sleeve and the armpit of the front and back pattern. Okay, here from here I'm going to measure 1 inch first for the sewing allowance before I take my length measurement. I mean the sleeve measurement. Minus 1 inch first. Then from that 1 inch I'm going to take my sleeve measurement, which is 10. Now from that 10 I'm going to add 3 inch allowance for the inner folding. 3 inch allowance for the inner folding. This is very simple. This is 3. First of all, I'm going to cut it with my scissors first. then cut it here also. Okay, now to measure the arms, I'm going to fold that 3-inch allowance, the folding allowance like this. Fold just the 3-inch, it's okay. That allowance that I gave. Then my armpit is 15. 15 by 2 is 7.5. The arms by 2. Then plus 1 allowance, sewing allowance. Now I'm going to cover it to the armpit. Okay, here I have my sleeve. Now I'm going to take a mark. I'm going to take a mark here, so that I know where I folding is. Remember, here is 24, which is the armpit. Here's my length, which is 10. Then the folding allowance is 3. The folding allowance is 3. Then my arms is 15. Here's my sleeve. My sleeve is now ready. You see, I cover it. If you don't follow this method of cutting, and I promise you're going to like what you're going to see, the outcome of it. It is very, very simple and very easy. Okay, now next thing I'm going to cut now after the sleeve now is my back yoke of my vintage. Okay, now this time around I'm going to fold the fabric into 2. Like this. I'm going to cut the mark off. Here it's not needed. You can see how I fold it. Then I'm going to measure like 10-inch for the length. 10 inches is okay. (10-inch). Now the back pattern, I'm going to place it on top of the back of the fabric like this. Now I'm going to cut it to the shape of the back pattern, from the neck to the shoulder, then down to the armpit. And here's my back yoke. And this is the last cutting of my vintage shirt. Here's the back yoke. Okay guys, I'm going to show you guys how to sew it also. Please stay with me. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you'll be notified when I upload a new video. Because I have amazing video to show you guys. I'm also going to show you guys how to sew it. I'm not going to just show you guys how to cut it and leave it like that. I'll show you guys how to sew it. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification button so you'll be notified when I upload a new video. Don't forget to comment. If you have any question, ask on the comment section. Share this video to your friends. Okay, now after cutting, here's my fabric. Like I said before, I've already taught you guys how to cut the vintage shirt. If today is the first time of watching my video. Okay, now when I was cutting my fabric, the front pattern, I fold 3-inch like this. The time I was cutting it, with that 3-inch, I'm going to fold it like this inside. When I was cutting it, I fold it that side, and now I'm going to fold it inside. Now I'm going to press it with my iron. Can see? Don't fold more than the 3-inch so that your measurement will not short. Now after folding, I'm going to press the pattern. Remember there are 2 patterns for the shirt. There are 2 patterns. This one is the right pattern. I'm going to press it so that it will be smooth. It will not stop me the time I'm going to sew it. Remember, I folded already the 3-inch. not more than 3 inch. Now the left pattern, I'm going to fold it the same way I fold the right pattern. There's no difference. With my iron, don't fold more than the 3 inch. Now also I'm going to press it, the front, so that it will not disturb. I hope you guys are seeing it very well. Okay, the next thing I'm going to press also is the back pattern. If the back pattern is rumpled, I'm going to press it also. Make sure that the pattern is pressed before you start sewing it, so that you do not disturb. Okay, now next is the back yoke. Also, I'm going to press it also, then fold it like this. Can see? Now after folding, I'm going to press the front also. Can see? Here's my back yoke. Next thing is my sleeve. Here's my sleeve. If you can remember, I also add 3 inch after the length. That 3 inch, I'm going to fold it inside like this, like I did on the front pattern. You can see where I take the mark to know where I fold the 3 inch. I added the 3 inch. Here's my 3 inch. I'm also going to fold it like I did on the front pattern. Don't fold more than 3 inches, so you will not short the measurement of your sleeve. Now I'm going to first of all fold here. I'm going to fold here also like this. Now here's my folding. You can see. And I'm going to apply hemming gum so that it will hold it. This hemming gum will help you to smooth the folding, so that it will not disturb you the time you're sewing it. You know, this is vintage shirt. The shirt will not stay one place if you don't use all these things. It will be moving up and down, shaking. So all these things will help you to smooth it, so that it will not disturb you the time you're sewing it. The two sides of it, both the two sleeves, you know, there are two sleeves. I'm also going to fold it the same way I fold this one. Please, after watching the video, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you will be notified when I upload a new video. Here's the first sleeve. Then I take this a center mark. Then also the other side, I'm going to fold it the same way I fold the first one. And here's my sleeve. You can see. Here the two of them. Now let's start sewing the vintage shirt. Stay with me, don't go anywhere. Okay, now I'm going to turn it back again. This is how I turn it when I was cutting it. Now I'm going to turn it back like that. Then I'll measure like 1 inch for the button allowance. 1 inch here, so see how I marked it. Now I'm going to stitch it and stop at that 1 inch. Don't pass the 1 inch, stop at that 1 inch. You can see. Now take the mark with my scissors. Then turn it back to the normal folding. I hope you guys are seeing what I'm doing. If you have any questions, feel free to ask on the comment section, and I promise I will get back to you. Remember, it's 1 inch, not more than 1 inch. Now the other pattern, I'm going to do it the same way, same thing. There's no difference. The same way I stitch this one is what I'm going to do at the other pattern. You can see the mark. Turn it again like this. There's no difference. There's something. You can see there's something. There's no difference between the two patterns. The same way I saw this one is what I apply here also. There's something, as you can see, the same 1 inch. There's no difference. Now I'm going to press it with my iron so that it will last. This is vintage shirt. The two pattern, I'm going to press it with my iron. You can see the folding. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to use them and gum to hold the folding so that it will not disturb me the time I'm going to sew it. The two pattern, I'm going to use them and gum to hold it like this. If you have any question, remember to ask on the comment section. And also, I want to know how you guys feel about this video. If you guys like this video, okay, here's my two front pattern. After applying the gum, I've gotten the shape of what I want. You can see the shape of the neck. Okay, now next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to attach the back yoke. I'm going to attach the front and back pattern together with my back yoke like this. First of all, I'll start from the right one, right pattern. Here's my right pattern. Make sure they are equal before you stitch. Okay, now next time I'm going to do, I'm going to also apply the left pattern the same way I did on the right pattern. There's no difference. Okay, now I'm going to finish the back yoke. You see how I place it. Make sure that the patterns are equal before you start stitching. Now I'm going to stitch like ½ inch or 1 inch out of the patterns. You can stitch half, you can stitch 1 inch. The same thing here. Now I'm going to turn it, I'm going to stitch also 1 inch here. Same thing, there's no difference. Remember, the same thing you did on the right, you did on the left. Now I'm going to turn it to the back pattern, like this. If you have any question, you're free to ask in the comment section, and I will get back to you. I hope you guys are seeing what I'm doing. Then from here, I'm going to stitch it to the back pattern. And here we go, and here is the front and back pattern. You can see I've gotten the shape of my front and back pattern, and also the neck. I can press the shoulder so that it will lap very well. You can see here's my neck. Remember, the shirt is going to have a cam collar, and here's the shape of the neck. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to fix the sleeve. I take a mark on the shoulder so that I will know the center, because I'm going to start from the center to fix the sleeve. So that's why I take those marks at the shoulder. I hope you guys have seen the mark. Like I said before, I'm going to start from the center to fix the sleeve. That's why I take those marks so that we know the center of my shoulder. Next thing is the sleeve. Okay, now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stitch the folding of my sleeve. Remember, I fold my sleeve, so I'm going to stitch the folding like this. Hope you guys are seeing what I'm doing. You can see I've finished stitching the folding. Now I'm going to fix the sleeve of my front and back pattern. Remember, I gave a mark also on the sleeve to know the center, and also at the shoulder of my front and back pattern, also at the sleeve. Now I'm going to start from the center of my shoulder and my sleeve. You can see how I place it. Make sure the shoulder and the sleeve is equal. Try to make them to be equal. And here's my first sleeve. I finished stitching it. I can see how neat it is. Now I'm going to fix the other sleeve the same way I fix this one. There's no difference. Now this one is also really like the other one. Now what I'm going to do next, I'm going to lock the arm. My arm is 15 by 2 is 7.5. I can see I fold it into 2. So I'm going to place it to be equal. Then with my tape I'm going to divide 16 by 15 by 2, which is 7.5. Then from that 7.5 is where I'm going to start to stitch my arms. Okay, also at the other side, I'm going to do the same thing like I did on the first one, 15 by 2, which is 7.5. From that 7.5 I'm going to start to lock the arms also, so that the two of them will be equal. Okay guys, I finished locking the sleeve. I can see how I placed the allowance on the armpit. I can see how I place it. Now next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to lock the down part of my vintage. I'm going to fold the down part of it, my vintage, here. Okay, now I'm going to fold the 1 inch allowance that I added when I was cutting it. When I was cutting it, I added 1 inch allowance on the length. So I'm going to fold it like ½ inch twice, ½ inch. You can see how I fold it. Okay guys, now after folding, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to weave my vintage first before I fix the neck. I'm going to weave here all these places. Okay guys, I have finished the weaving. I have gotten the shape of my neck. I can see the neck. Now I'm going to fix my neck after the weaving. I can see I have finished the weaving. So next I'm going to do now, I'm going to fix the neck of my vintage. Okay, now to fix my neck, first of all, I'm going to take the neck measurement to make sure that it's complete 18. Remember, my neck is 18. The time I was cutting the fabric, I cut 18 on the neck. So I'm going to check if it is complete before I start fitting the neck. I can see it is now complete 18. It's complete 18. I see. So my neck is 18. Now I'll start to fix the neck. Okay, now I'm going to use gum style to fix the neck. And here my width of my gum style is 2.5. Oh, because I see what I'm doing. Then I'm going to cut it to that 18. I'm going to cut it 18. Now after cutting, I'm going to fold it into two like this. Let's turn it this way. At the edge, I'm going to slant it with my scissors, like horizontal. See how I slant it? It's not straight, it's a little bit horizontal. Then here I'm going to measure like 1 3/4 is okay. 1 3/4 is okay. I can see my tape. Now I'm going to mark it with my pen. Okay, now from that 1 3/4 I'm going to draw a line from that my marking to the edge of my neck, like this, to the edge of my neck. and here's my neck. Now I cut it with my scissors so that you guys can see it very well. I hope you guys are seeing what I'm doing. Now if I open it, this is how it will look like. Very simple. Now I'm going to gum it with my fabric. Fold it into two like this. Make sure your fabric is last. Now I'm going to place it on top like this. I can see the gap here. There's a gap here for the folding allowance. I'm going to fold it place like this. Please, if you have any question, you're free to ask on the comment section, because I'm sure that this method is one of the simplest methods you can ever find on YouTube. So even though you have any question, you're free to ask. Now I'm going to fold it like this. I'm folding only one. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Fold it very well. You can use a cooler to cool it as it will last. Now I'm going to stitch this place. I'm going to stitch it like this. From here, I'm going to stitch it, the folding. I'm going to stitch this folding. I can see, I'm stitching this place. I see how it look like. First of all, press it so that it will last. Now I'm going to stitch here the edges from like this, the edges of my neck. This is how I'm going to stitch it from here down, then to this place also. Here we go. I finished stitching it. I see. Now I'm going to shape it a little because that it will turn. Just shape it a little. Okay, next thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to shape here also. This one is for the sewing allowance. Then after shaping it, now I'm going to turn it. Turn it very well. You can use the scissors and turn it. After that, I'm going to press it so that it will last. Press it very well. Take your time, don't rush. Okay, now as you can see, my neck is now ready. Now I'll start to fix it on my vintage. So stay with me, don't go anywhere. Okay, here I can see the neck very well. You can see there's an allowance here for the sewing allowance. And also at the neck, there's also an allowance. You can see. Allowance here. From this allowance is where I'm going to start to fit my neck. So I'm going to place join the two allowances together, like here, like this. Make sure they are equal. Then for that place, I'm going to sew it today other side of my neck. This is very simple. Just take your time, don't rush, so that it will be neat. Please guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you'll be notified when I upload a new video, because I have more videos to you guys on tutorial, like thousands of them. So I would like you guys to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification button so that you'll be notified when I upload a new video. Okay guys, I have finished the first stitching. You can see here. The next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn the allowance inside the neck. That my allowance, I'm going to turn it inside the neck like this. This is what I mean. Then after turning it, I'm going to stitch it from that place. I'm going to stitch it down to the other side of my neck. Okay guys, I'm done with the neck, and this is the last stitching of my vintage shirt. You can see the front and back, very neat. The next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to press the neck, cut off all those threads. You're going to press it very well so that it will last very well, both the front and the back. Okay, now after pressing it, I'm going to fold the neck into two, like this. Fold the neck into two. Then after folding, I'm going to press it with my iron. Press it very well. You can use water to press it. Then cool it with a cooler. And my vintage shirt is ready. Next I'm going to do it now, I'm going to do it buttonhole. Then put it button. Then after that, this is what I'm going to have. And here's my vintage shirt. As you can see, the neck is ready, both the sleeve and everything is ready. Please, if you have any questions, you are free to ask on the comment section, and I promise to get back to you. And this is the end of my tutorial lesson, and I hope you guys learned something from it. So guys, I'm going to stop here for now, and I would like to see you guys in my next video. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you will notify when I upload a new video, because I have more lessons to teach you guys on tutorial. So for now, I'm going to stop here. I can see my neck, everything is very neat and simple. Remember, like I said before, my method is the simplest method you can ever find on YouTube. So this video I'm going to stop here. I'm going to stop here for now. So I would like to see you guys in my next video. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your efforts. See you guys in my next video. Thank you so much.